Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're doing like a little bit different here. It's just impromptu video that I wanted to make because I was on the phone with a client and she's going through is just a bad situation. And this person jumps from one relationship to the next, meaning her ex. And I know you guys have been there. I mean, hell, I've been there. But I wanted to make this video because when we sometimes think about like a rebound relationship, we think about like a person who has ended a relationship and like immediately jumps into another one. They're trying to forget about their ex. They're maybe doing it to like hurt their new partner, but 9 times out of 10, they're doing it because they're just suppressing what it is that they feel and they don't want to deal with how they feel. And so they're just trying to like move on by jumping into another relationship. A lot of times when you're dealing with someone who's narcissistic, they will get into a rebound relationship and their current relationship hasn't actually ended. They're still in a relationship. So they're basically in two. So a rebound relationship, there's a couple different meanings and reasons for why someone does it. All right, I thought I'd take a seat now and kind of go over this with you guys because I was just like running around after that call trying to get everything set up to do this video because this stuff is really important. I figured if we're really gonna make this video, we should probably sit down and probably put a mic on so the audio is really good, but let's get into this because this is really important because I think a lot of times it just confuses us. It makes us really frustrated. We don't understand why this person or how this person could just jump into another relationship, how they could jump into another relationship and still be in a relationship with us. First reason why someone will get into a rebound relationship, whether or not they're still with you or not, is because they're trying to forget you. They think that this person, this new person, will distract them in some way from actually dealing with how they feel. So since they don't want to deal with how they feel, since they don't want to deal with anything, quite frankly, they're going to use this new relationship as a distraction to forget about you. Now, of course, all this does is it basically just suppresses everything that this person was probably supposed to be working on inside of themselves. And this is where when people say like, oh, is this person going to be different in the next relationship? Is anything going to change? Like, what if this new person gets like the better version? And no, that doesn't happen because the only way that that could ever possibly happen is whether or not a person is capable of changing. And the only way a person is capable of changing is by having self-awareness, is by acknowledging, is by dealing, is by opening the window, is saying, I'm the problem, not you. So that person's not going to do any of this. So since that's not happening, and this person's basically just trying to forget about you, they're going to use this relationship as just basically a distraction from actually doing the work that they should be doing. Another reason why anyone will get into a rebound relationship is to fill a void. Most people who are narcissistic are looking for narcissistic supply. They're looking for attention, love, validation, sex, admiration. Like they're looking for you to be a trophy wife. They're looking for you to not say anything or hold them accountable. They're looking for something from you, whatever it is that that person needs. And this could actually be someone who's not narcissistic. This could be someone who's just a little unhealthy themselves and is coming from a lot of wounds. All of these things, whether it's validation or sex or love or filling a void or just trying to forget about you, all of them are just ways to cope with emotional pain. And that's why when I say, you know, don't take this personally, it has nothing to do with you. And I know that that's very hard to do, especially in like the beginning stages of like going through a breakup or finding out someone was jumping ship on you or all of those things. I know that it's very difficult, but let me rephrase this. They are doing these things to cope with the emotional pain that they are going through. The emotional pain that they're going through has nothing to do with you. Let's ask the next question that I feel like usually comes after this, and that is like, why is this person even getting into a rebound relationship? We talked about like the obvious ones that most people, regardless of them being narcissistic or not, right? So whether it's filling a void, whether it's trying to forget about you, all of that. But I want you to really comprehend what it means to be an avoidant person who doesn't want to take accountability for themselves. So this person does not want to deal with themselves. So they would rather just find someone else, whether the relationship has ended and they're just jumping into another one, or maybe not. Maybe you're still in the relationship with this person and they're just doing their thing somewhere else, using this person for basically whatever it is that they need. Because this really is just all about what this person needs in order to feel good inside. Now, sooner or later, the magic of a relationship, the shiny new toy, that eventually fades. It fades because all of those things that were happening in the beginning stages of a relationship with someone like this were butterflies and this is amazing and oh my God, this is true love and all of that like magic and excitement. You can't maintain that when you're unhealthy because you didn't create it coming from a healthy space. You created it from a wound, from your ego, from low self-esteem. You created it and it's just a persona. It's not really who you are. This magic was just basically happening as a manipulation tactic in order to make you fall in love with this person or be into this person. It wasn't who their genuine character actually was. So because of that, and because you're dealing with someone who is basically an empty hole and you're not going to be able to ever fill this person up, this person's never going to be feeling good enough about themselves or happy enough. They're always going to be chasing the next thing or wanting more or getting bored. They don't have that healthy sense of self in order to maintain really healthy relationships. Because of those things, then you're going to start to see a mask come off. The unfortunate part is the rebound relationship, the new person, whether they know about you or not, it doesn't really matter because this person doesn't know who this person is, their new partner. They don't know that this person's narcissistic. And they don't even realize, quite frankly, that this person over time, whether it was a short time or a long time, doesn't matter how long the relationship lasts or ends, this person is slowly chipping away at their self-esteem and they have absolutely no idea. So let's roll into like the next really big question. How long will this new relationship even last? Like how long will they stay in this rebound relationship? The truth is most rebound relationships don't last long, but there are some that very well do. Before we even play out both scenarios, I want you to really understand this, is that this person that they're in a relationship with has no idea that they're narcissistic. It could be completely, blatantly obvious to you and everyone else that this person is, but this new person doesn't even know any of that. And to be honest, you didn't really know it either in the beginning of your relationship. This person, this new person is just as wounded, if not worse, than you were in the beginning of your relationship with this person. Now, if it's a short-lived relationship, it's going to end for two reasons. Either the new person is gonna see through all of this BS extremely quickly, and they're just gonna up and leave, or the narcissist is going to end the relationship really quickly soon after they kind of get a little maybe fling or something from this person that they needed, because they are going to realize that they actually can't get from this person what it is that they probably got from you. Now, if that's the case, then you're gonna have love bombing. You're gonna have your ex kind of coming back, knocking on the door, seeing if you're down, and you wanna maybe tango a little bit or something like that. You wanna get involved, you wanna be friends, or something along those lines. Maybe the narcissist calls it off because they know that they can't get from this new person what it is that they want, and you weren't able to give it to them either. Very, very rarely does that happen because a narcissist will stay with anything before they need to have something lined up. So they're not gonna just like leave a relationship and not have anything new and exciting to kind of tend to. And that doesn't necessarily mean a relationship, but there could be periods of time where someone who's narcissistic is actually single, but there has to be something that's like exciting. There has to be something that's happening in their life that makes it worthwhile to end this relationship. So either something is happening in their life that makes it worthwhile, or they have found someone that they're ready to start like really, really grooming in order to hook them, hopefully quickly. There is another reason why sometimes a short-lived relationship could end quickly, and that is because the narcissist might have been actually just using this person to kind of just hurt you. So now that they feel like you're hurt, you got a little taste of what this really feels like, now they feel satisfied and they're ready to move on. For me, the question that I always asked myself was, why would someone want to hurt me when I actually didn't do anything wrong? And most people who have been treated extremely poorly, whether there was like a discard, whether there was a rebound relationship, whether there was just a breakup or divorce and the person like immediately gets into another relationship and is like throwing in your face and hurting you and saying like just hurtful things, I never understood why a person would want to even do that. I think especially the people that they initiated the breakup, they initiated the divorce. So you didn't, I know I didn't in my relationship. the other person did. So if the other person really wanted this to have happen, then why would you still want to hurt a person even after the fact? Of course, we could go to the obvious hurt people, but like, let's go even deeper than that. The truth is, aside from hurt people, because that is a saying for a reason and it actually is valid and true, but the bigger reason is that you just were never able to give them what it is that they wanted. And I always say this, I will say this forever, that's not a bad thing. What it means is you challenged them. What it means is you held them accountable. You did things that they don't really want in a partner. Like, I don't want to change. I don't want to look at myself. I don't want to be held accountable. I don't want you to show me any kind of flaws or immaturity or anything like that that I possibly do. I never want anyone to point those fingers at me. Now, the irony of this is that this person is more than willing to throw them at other people, to expose someone else's flaws, to make someone accountable, to demand the apology, all of those things, but they're never really able to actually do it for themselves. And a lot of people in these types of relationships start to see that. The other reason why they will just want to cut you so bad and hurt you is because they really actually do despise who you are. They despise your character. They just despise who you are. And I know that that sounds completely crazy because you're like, wait a minute, I'm not a bad person. Like, what's the problem here? But you have to understand, like, you have something inside of you that like makes this person insecure and jealous. There is something in your aura, in your being that they just don't like because you represent a lot of what they don't have. A lot of the reasons why they actually got involved with you, you know, everyone will say different theories. You know, some people will say they can never be in a relationship with anyone that is like too above them or too below them. But they really do want someone that they can kind of like show off to. They do want someone that they're like, oh, look at her, look at him. Like they really do want a strong, confident person. But I think sometimes when they get that person, they don't really know what to do because a healthy, strong, confident person is going to hold them accountable, is going to want communication, is going to, you know, do all the things that they also don't want you to do. So sometimes it could be a little bit of a game that they're actually playing where they're like, look, you're super strong and you're good, so let me see if I can kind of break this down. And then when you start to like when they start to break this person down, then you're not really of any use to me anymore because I don't want to show you off anymore. Or maybe I've tried to break you down and you've just continuously challenged me and I don't want to do any of that. So when you kind of like either stopped or maybe even perhaps you never even really saw them the way they wanted to see you, but let's say that you stopped. Maybe at one point you put them on a pedestal, you thought they were the cat's meow, like you just thought you got the prize. And so you put them on this pedestal that quite frankly they should have never been on, but they were on it because you were wounded and insecure as well. But then over time, you start to see these flaws, these things you don't like, and you start to kind of like bring this person back down to reality. Well, like, whoa, you're swimming over here. You're not like way above me, nor should anyone be way above me. So you start to become a little healthy. Well, they're gonna start resenting you for that. So maybe at one point you did see them the way that they want to be seen, and now you don't, and they resent you. Maybe you never were capable of seeing them the way that they want to be seen. Like they tried chipping away at you and it didn't really work. Maybe it worked for like a minute, but it definitely wasn't consistent. Now they resent you. Now let's play out the long relationship scenario. Let's say that this person, they last for a very, very long time, or maybe they get married, maybe they start living together. They're in a committed relationship, long-term relationship. A narcissist is always about them. So there's always an agenda, whether it has to do with people or whether it has to do with situations. Nothing they do is coming from genuine love of, you know, thinking about someone else other than themselves. It might be portrayed that way in a relationship. You might think that they have your back, but what they're doing to have your back or to love you or to do whatever for you, there's always a motive. always an agenda. And of course, the agenda always has to do with what are they going to get out of the situation. If a narcissist stays with someone for a long period of time, there's two reasons. I feel like there's two reasons for a lot of things, but for this situation, there's definitely two reasons. One is the obvious. They can't see through the mask. This person does not know that this person's narcissistic. They can't see anything. They are so crazy oblivious, which that can happen for many, many years. You may be able to attest to this. You might be able to say, she's right. I was completely oblivious for like 20 years of my marriage or my relationship with this person. That could very well be the case. The second reason why this relationship could still possibly last is because this person is still being groomed. And grooming can take a really long time. So the grooming and the devaluing are the two longest phases of a relationship, and they're the ones that require the most effort and work. As a narcissist is grooming you, they will over time start to expose themselves. They are going to start to take that mask off a little slowly. You're going to start seeing things, and they know this, but the problem is you are now the victim, the new relationship, the new person. You are emotionally invested in this relationship. Maybe you're in the long-term relationship. So clearly you've moved in, you've gotten engaged, you've had a child, you've gotten married, you've been together for a long period of time. And so when someone starts to show you a little bit of who they are, you don't always believe them. You don't want to believe who this person is. So you're going to overlook some red flags because you don't want to see them. Now, if you are in the beginning phases of a relationship and you were very healthy and you saw them, then the relationship probably wouldn't continue. You'd be like, no, I'm all set. But when you're invested in a relationship and you have children and you have a life together with this person, like you're not gonna just like dip away very easily just because you start to see some like weird things. It's going to take more than just these weird little things or that time that they were selfish or that time that they put themselves first or that time that they blew this off and it was really important to me or whatever. There's so many scenarios, but you're going to overlook those things because remember too, when a narcissist does something in a relationship that like upsets you or hurts you or disappoints you, they're going to follow that up with the love bombing. And that's the cycle of abuse that you're actually in. And for most people who are in long-term relationships, that's what's happening. And they don't even know that they're on this hamster wheel with this person. Now that's in terms of the new relationship, the new person, the victim. In terms of the narcissist, they're gonna stay if they can do whatever they want. If they know that this person is not going anywhere because either they need them financially, maybe they know, hey, look, you're not gonna just leave this marriage. Like we have children together, like we've built a life together. You're not gonna just like bounce because most people don't behave like that. Most people aren't gonna say like, oh, you did something that upset me, you know, a few times this month. And so, okay, I'm gonna leave. No, it takes a lot of time for someone to get to a place where they say, okay, I'm done, especially when there's a marriage, children, and a life that has been made. It is not something that people just say, okay, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and just decide I'm over this. No, and they know this. So because they know that you're not really going anywhere, that they know that they can do certain things and you can try to hold me accountable, but you're not gonna go anywhere. So let's just play this silly game. Now, if you're a yes woman or a yes man, then you're great. You're a great person to be in a relationship with, especially for someone who wants to use you, abuse you, and manipulate you. A narcissist will stay with someone as long as that person represents or gives them what it is that they need at that point in their life. So if a narcissist wants you to work and pay all the bills and you're doing that and you're okay with that, then done, great. I'm gonna stay with you because you're giving me what it is that I need. If a narcissist wants a trophy wife to just like stay home with the kids and like doesn't know where anything is, like you don't know where the money is, you don't pay any bills, like, and you're just happy with whatever it is that it give you, done, great. You're gonna be a person that this person's gonna stay with for a long period of time. If a narcissist wants to do whatever it is that he or she wants and you don't really hold them to accountable, great. I'm gonna stay with you for a long period of time because you're not holding me accountable. If a narcissist is getting what it is that they want, which is always something that isn't healthy, that's why I said to you, if you're not giving that person what it is that they needed and they jump ship, that's not a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing because that means that you were not giving them the unhealthy things that they needed. Like you couldn't do that. But if that person, the narcissist, is getting what it is that they need and the victim and the new person in their life is comfortable, the relationship will last. It's only when that new person is not comfortable anymore, they've had enough, and everyone will reach their point. Everyone's pain threshold is different, but at some point they will start to hold this person accountable. But again, it could be 5 years, 15 years, 20 years. That's not your concern. Or if this narcissist is no longer getting what it is that they need from this person, that's when the relationship will end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was like a random video, but I'm telling you, that conversation we had, that stuff, I was like, this is what I know you guys are going through or have been through or have felt. And I know we all want not only like education, but like we want to understand, what do we do? Like, what do we do now? How do we not take this personally? Like, you have to accept that this person, and I know it's something that's so hard to accept. Believe me, I know. But this person's actions and what it is that they do and how they conduct themselves has nothing at all to do with you. It really truly doesn't. I hope that this video helped you. I hope it gave you some clarity, and my heart goes out to anyone who is really struggling with these types of relationships, because this stuff is not easy to go through. And that is why we talk about rebuilding, and we talk about self-love, and we talk about mental health, and we talk about wounds. I mean, there's so many things that we talk about on this channel, because it's not just about understanding rebound relationships and why someone does what they do. It's more also going to be about you. 90%, 80% of what you're going to work on is going to be your inner self. And 10, 20% of what you're going to work on is just understanding what happened. Hope you enjoyed. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much also for subscribing, commenting, showing all the love. I hope to see you again. Take care.